1965. He obtained his master's degree in civil engineering from Calcutta University in 1967, in which he was the recipient of the University Gold Medal. In 1975, he obtained his PhD from the University of Roorkee in the field of geodesy. He had already joined the faculty in the Department of Civil Engineering at BE College, where he taught various emerging departmental subjects like remote sensing, as well as a number of interdisciplinary subjects. Professor Roy was equally adept in administration. At various times, he has acted as in charge of the examination department, as the finance officer, and for a few years as the registrar. He has also acted as the professor in charge of students' activities. One of Professor Roy's greatest contributions lies in the development of the engineering entrance examination system. He acted as the officer in charge of the West Bengal Joint Entrance Board for admission to medical and engineering. He was also instrumental in introducing other state-level entrance examinations and was the founder coordinator of the Central Selection Committee that introduced a single-window system of counseling and admission. He has a number of national and international publications. He retired as head of the Department of Civil Engineering in 2003. Currently, he is associated with the department as the external expert of the PhD committee, common to all specializations. Professor P.K. Roy is loved by his students and colleagues for his ever-helping attitude and ready wit.
Professor Shibpur.
Shishir Kumar Bosu received his BSc degree in physics and MSc degree in radio physics and electronics from Calcutta University in 1954 and 1957 respectively. In 1961, he received a research grant from the British Admiralty and worked in a joint research program in their research division at Portsmouth and in the Department of Electronics Engineering at the University of Southampton. The research outcome was highly acclaimed at the British Admiralty, and in 1964 he received his doctoral degree from the University of Southampton. In 1967 he joined in the newly created Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering in erstwhile Bengal Engineering College Shibpur as assistant professor. Most of his academic career in BE College was spent in teaching, in laboratory development and in research work. He retired from the college in 1994 as professor and head of the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. However, he continued to serve the college for 3 more years as a guest professor. He has published more than 15 research papers in the journals of Institution of Engineers, India, IWUK and IEEE US. He has attended and presented his research papers in quite a few national and international conferences on his subject of study.
Sir, Shanti Chakraborty.
Shanti Chakraborty completed his PhD from the London School of Economics in 1970. He taught at the erstwhile Bengal Engineering College Shibpur in the period 1962 to 1965. He subsequently went on to teach at prestigious institutions in India and in the UK, like the ISI and the London School of Economics, and was also appointed by the World Bank and Harvard University to act as a senior advisor in econometrics and statistics and macroeconomic policy analysis in the ministries of the government of Kenya. His final appointment, which ended in 2007, was with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning of the government of Botswana. He has numerous publications which include books on a range of topics that indicate that his knowledge was wide-ranging and went far beyond his original specializations. He has recently written an autobiography named Rekhai Ronke, in which he devotes a few pages to the early days of his career at BE College, describes the enjoyment he derived from his student sense of humor and the camaraderie and support of his colleagues. His erudition as well as tolerance made him one of the best teachers that this institution has ever had.
We are very glad to confer on late Professor Panchanan Prasad Das Distinguished Teacher Award.
Panchanan Prasad Das received his bachelor's degree in metallurgical engineering from erstwhile Bengal Engineering College Shibpur in 1946 and joined the department as a faculty member in 1948. He went to Cardiff University on a scholarship in 1956 and received his PhD in 1958. In his PhD thesis, he conducted pioneering research on the development of an aluminium-lithium alloy for aerospace applications, and modern civilian and defense aeroplanes are based on this alloy. During his 39 years of teaching career at BE College, he taught almost all subjects in the department, both at undergraduate and postgraduate level. He had wide-ranging research interests and guided several PhD students. He was also the head of the department for several years. He retired in 1987 as a professor of metallurgy and the vice principal administrative of BE College. Besides his academic career, he had a deep interest in sports, music and literature. During his student life, he was an accomplished swimmer. He actively coached students in sports like badminton, volleyball and basketball. He was also a trained Hindustani classical singer. He led the college orchestra and also the college band. He had a profound interest in literature and wrote a few books on Bengali poetry and essays. He led a very productive life after retirement till his sad demise in 2000.
Sir, this institution owes much of its name and fame to the numerous illustrious alumni who have contributed very significantly in their profession and also served the cause of their alma mater. Today we feel honored to be able to felicitate three such distinguished alumni of this great university: Professor Amitabh Ghosh, Professor Indranil Manna and Professor Nihar Vishwas. With your permission, may I request our honorable chief guest, Professor Ragam Narasimha, to kindly present scroll of honor to them. Professor Amitabh Ghosh.
Professor Amitabh Ghosh, born on 3rd December 1941, is an acclaimed luminary in the field of technical education, research and institution building. He received his bachelor and master degree in mechanical engineering from Calcutta University in 1962 and 1964 respectively. He joined the mechanical engineering department of BESU College as a lecturer in May 1965 and received the Doctor of Philosophy degree from Calcutta University in 1969. He joined IIT Kharagpur in 1971 as an assistant professor of mechanical engineering and became a professor in June 1975. As the director of IIT Kharagpur from 1997 to 2002, he was widely acknowledged for the marriage of two minds: the mind of a visionary academician and the mind of an able administrator. Professor Ghosh retired from IIT Kanpur in 2006 and currently is the Platinum Jubilee Senior Scientist of the National Academy of Science India and an honorary distinguished professor, Department of Aerospace Engineering and Applied Mechanics of this university. Professor Ghosh is a fellow of Indian Institution of Engineers, India, Indian National Academy of Engineering, Indian Academy of Science, Bangalore, Indian National Science Academy, New Delhi, and National Academy of Science, India, Allahabad. Professor Ghosh has an impressive list of firsts to his credit. For example, he proposed the solution to elastodynamic problems of high-speed mechanisms for the first time. He was the first to discover the phenomena of chaos in mechanical system and conducted the first experiment on mechanical chaos in 1978. He initiated the Center of Robotics at IIT Kanpur for the first time in India in 1984. At IIT Kharagpur, he started the first master's program in medical science and technology for MBBS doctors in India. In recognition to the remarkable career path of Professor Ghosh, started with achievements by excellence, the university confers him Distinguished Alumnus Award.
Professor Nihar Vishwas.
Born in February 1948, Professor Vishwas is a professor of environmental engineering at the University of Windsor. In recognition to his teaching and research achievement, the University of Windsor bestowed on Professor Vishwas his highest academic rank, Distinguished University Professor in 2004. His lifetime contribution to environmental engineering in Canada were recognized by CSC in 2011 in the form of prestigious Albert P. Berry Medal. In recognition to the numerous achievements of Professor Vishwas, the university confers him the Distinguished Alumnus Award.
Professor Indroni Manna.
Professor Indroni Manna graduated from this institute and obtained his master's degree from IIT Kanpur in 1984 and doctoral degree from IIT Kharagpur in 1990. He is a distinguished metallurgical engineer, a renowned educator and a creative researcher. Professor Manna served as a visiting professor in many world-class institutes like Max Planck Institute of Stuttgart, Technical University at Karlsruhe, University of Ulm, Germany, and National Institute of Materials, Japan. His remarkable career path is decorated with numerous awards and laurels, including Humboldt Fellowship and the J.D. Gold Medal of the Institute of Materials. He has been elected a fellow of numerous professional bodies like Indian National Academy, Indian Academy of Science, Indian National Academy, and Third World Academy of Science. He is the third recipient of the prestigious INA chair. The Distinguished Alumnus Award is conferred to Professor Manna as an acknowledgement to his honest scholarship and untiring endeavor.
Sir, we now come to the next part of today's proceedings, conferment of degrees to the successful candidates, all of whom have been examined and found eligible to receive their respective degrees. With your permission, we may now start the proceedings. Deans of faculties, please propose and present the candidates who have become eligible for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the University in this convocation and are present to receive them.
Sir, I propose that Sri Paulash Chandra Sham and 20 others, including those in absentia, be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Architecture and Engineering of this university. Sri Paulash Chandra Sham. Shubhiman Vikas Chaudhary. Shibpur Sarkar. Electrical Engineering. Sri Sumit Banerjee, Electrical Engineering. Sri Kobir Chakraborty, Electrical Engineering. Sri Dilip Devnath, Electrical Engineering. Sri Vivek Chakraborty, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. Sri Keshav Borai, Metallurgy and Materials Engineering. Sri Shantanu Pwadikar, Computer Science and Technology. Srimati Dipti Priyashina, Computer Science and Technology. Sri Dipankar Rai, Computer Science and Technology. Nomika Dalunko, Computer Science and Technology. Sri Abhijit Patro, School of Material Science and Engineering. Srimati Itisri Mohanty, School of Material Science and Engineering. Sri Twin Shubra Basu, School of Material Science and Engineering. Srimati Orpita Jana, School of Material Science and Engineering. Sri Nochiketa Das, School of VLSI Technology. Sri Shonjit Lal, School of Safety and Occupational Health Engineering.